This is Rachel Bolan from Skid Row, and I'm a bass player and co-songwriter and co-founder. Skid Row, let's see, we've been touring quite a bit. We're in the studio right now making our new record. It's the third installment of the trilogy of United World Rebellion. And we're doing it with Michael Wagner, who produced our first two records. And yeah, and in between recording, we've been doing a lot of touring, lots. Between touring and the studio, my rig is almost exactly the same. I use, a lot of times I use the same amps in the studio. I used a Kemper a few times and just modeled my amp. And so it's pretty much the same thing when I'm not actually using the amp. And I basically just take the gear from the road and bring it right into the studio and use it. The bass heads I've used for the last 30 some odd years have been Gallien-Kruger RB800s. Those are my favorites. I use the 1001s as well, but my favorite is definitely the 800s. Cabinets, I use the orange 410 cabs, black. Yeah, I've been using those for quite some time, and they're very consistent, which is great. I can punish them on the road and just haul them into the studio, and they're still there. They virtually have no fatigue, and I play pretty loud, and they're very dynamic. They're great for our ballads and great for like the heavy tunes, and never have a problem with those speakers. They take a lot of punishment. I play Spectre live all the time. I use Spectre and my old vintage P basses. I got a couple of the Mocha 78 P basses, and those have been around a long, long time. So I go back and forth. It depends on what the song needs. Spectres, I have two of them out right now. You know, they're workhorses, man. I've retired my old ones because they have so much sentimental value. I'm afraid to bring them out, that something will happen to them. But I have my Euro, the 4XL, my signature model that I like a lot, and I play the hell out of that live. As far as the wireless goes, I use the Shure GLX D16. It blew my mind the first time I used one. It was at Sweden Rock, and I was like, well, is there going to be any dropout? There wasn't. And you know, it's just such a small, it's the perfect unit if you travel a lot because you don't have to stick it in a rack. It's a pedal and it's a couple packs. And it is the absolute perfect wireless because you don't have to worry about when you go out of the States or go into Europe, and you don't have to worry about like frequency permits and all that kind of crazy stuff. And it's strong, and you go way out on the wings of festival stages and zero dropout. And the best part about it is your tone is still so true and so strong, because a lot of times with wireless compared to a cable, everybody knows that you'll lose a lot of the tone in certain wirelesses, and you really have to, it takes a long time to really dial it in, and it's you know, it's kind of a pain, but not with this. It's just really strong, and yeah, you can use it in any size venue. Next year, Skid Row will be releasing United World Rebellion 3. Not sure when at this point, but we're hoping for springtime. We're going to China. We're going to Europe a few more times and touring the States like crazy, and going to Russia. A few other places that we'll be seeing a lot of the planet again, and I'm sure we'll be somewhere that we've never been before, which is kind of cool when we do that. Hey, this is Rachel Bolan from Skid Row, and you can check out the gear that I play at AmericanMusical.com.